The core of the panel discussion was about station areas in large cities and how you can make those places to mixed areas. What I think is very important to combine the station area as a combination of a place where you can have your train or your transport, but also it should be a place where you want to be. Everyone uses the station, so it's also business-wise an interesting place, so it's good to invest. But it's a very important place for people where they should be able to have their transport and be safe and find their way.
It was about the role and the importance of station areas, and even a bit broader about urban areas and the role of station in that urban areas, and the things we can learn from other cities, and what's the importance for the Netherlands as well. I think one of the important things is to have a bit more guts sometimes. They're a bit more brave in the UK, for example, if they really want to realize, because they believe in the added value for the area. And that's something that we see in Europe as a whole. Urban transformation is very important, and stations can play a very important role in that.
What was interesting about this session is to have, the perspective of the public sector and also versus the private sector. Who does what at what time? What are the key dynamics of growing a nice, sustainable and good station area? Nowadays, people travel more and more by public transport, more and more by train. See all the high-speed trains that are being created those last years. Also, we as hoteliers, we experience this. We have less and less people coming by car to our hotels. One of our key aspects when we look at sites is it well interconnected? And that is really and is going to play in the future a key role in the development process.
We talked about different models of development, whether it needs to be led by the private sector or the public sector, when money will come in, what makes successful development around stations. I think there was a difference of opinion, luckily, about whether or not the public sector should lead, but overwhelmingly the consensus was yes, it should, with the private sector coming in later. And generally that there has to be a very strong mixed-use environment for a successful station area. It's so accessible, that's why people want to invest there. We talked a lot about the nature of development where you have an existing site. How do you develop and keep a site working? How do you change the nature of that site over time, make it more accessible, make people want to go there? Certainly 10 years ago, the station I ran is not something that anybody would want to come anywhere near. It's now the UK's favourite station and remains a kind of a learning point for many developments across Europe. So hopefully we'll have lots to learn from one another on an ongoing basis.